But in the NFL, that doesn't mean much. The media called him a temporary solution, a bridge quarterback, someone the Eagles would replace as soon as possible. The pressure was on. Jalen, he heard all of it, and just like always, he went to work. The 2021 season was a roller coaster. There were flashes of greatness and struggles. He was electric, he was dynamic, but he was inconsistent. The Eagles finished 9-8 and made the playoffs, but in the wildcard round, reality hit hard. The Eagles were eliminated. Critics pounced. Jalen Hurts isn't the guy. He's a great athlete, but not a great quarterback. And just like that, the rumors started. Even the Eagles' own front office wasn't fully convinced. But Jalen? He didn't beg for job security. He didn't respond to the noise. He did what he'd done his entire life. He wasn't going to ask for respect. He was going to earn it. And in 2022, Jalen Hurts wasn't just going to prove people wrong. He was going to change the NFL forever. The Eagles weren't sure about Jalen Hurts, so what did they do? They surrounded him with weapons. Philly went all in. They traded for A.J. Brown, a superstar wide receiver. They built a dominant offensive line. They gave Jalen everything he needed to succeed, and in 2022, he delivered. Jalen Hurts wasn't just improving, he was dominating. This wasn't the same quarterback from 2021. This was an MVP caliber player. He outdueled Aaron Rodgers. He embarrassed the Giants. He torched the Cowboys. By December, there was no more debate. Jalen Hurts was the future of the Eagles, but there was one last test. Philly crushed San Francisco. They were heading to the Super Bowl, but standing in their way, Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs, the ultimate showdown, and on the biggest stage. Jalen Hurts played the game of his life. Jalen Hurts had spent his entire career proving people wrong. But now, he wasn't just fighting for respect, he was fighting for a Super Bowl ring. The game started and Jalen wasted no time. He was unstoppable, he threw deep bombs. He dominated on the ground. He played with ice in his veins. By halftime, the Eagles led 24-14. The dream was so close. But then, disaster struck. One mistake, one play. And just like that, everything changed. Jalen could have crumbled, but he didn't. Instead, he went right back to work. Fourth quarter, the game on the line. Jalen Hurts had one last chance, but with seconds left, time ran out. The Eagles had lost. Jalen Hurts had played the best game of his life. 304 passing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, no fear, no regrets. Jalen Hurts had just played the greatest game of his career. He had given everything, and still, it wasn't enough. But if there's one thing we know about Jalen, failure doesn't break him, it fuels him. The moment the Super Bowl ended, the revenge tour began. The Eagles loaded up. They signed key defensive stars. They drafted more weapons. And they gave Jalen Hurts a historic $255 million contract. The message was clear. Jalen Hurts wasn't just the quarterback of the future. He was the present. Then, he wasn't just playing well. He was playing angry. He took down the Dolphins in primetime. He outdueled Josh Allen in an overtime classic. He shattered Dak Prescott's hopes in a division showdown. Philly dominated. By December, they had the best record in the league. Jalen Hurts wasn't just chasing redemption. He was on a mission. One game, one goal, and one final shot at immortality. Jalen Hurts had spent an entire year waiting for this moment. And now, it was time for revenge. The rematch of a lifetime had begun. And this time, Jalen Hurts wasn't leaving without that trophy. First drive, touchdown, Eagles. But Mahomes, he wasn't going down easy. The game turned into an all-out war. Hurts bulldozes into the end zone. Another touchdown. The stadium shook as the teams traded blow after blow, from doubted to dominant, from backup to Super Bowl champion. Jalen Hurts had finally completed his journey. The world questioned him. The critics doubted him. But Jalen Hurts, he never wavered. And now, he was a legend.